Welcome, everybody. It is the Paul Rodriguez Show. It is Friday, May 21st, 2021. And it is a big day for me. The Cheesecake Challenge will be happening right after this show live, ladies and gentlemen. You can fancy in my English, potentially. I hope not, but we'll see what happens. But I do have that black coffee on deck just so everybody knows how things are going to be going down tonight. But it is a sports show, Texas Daily Sports Show. That's why it'll be a Texas Turtle Cheesecake, and we get that going in a little bit later. But today, shout out to everybody who was completing their spring football games today. For everybody yesterday, I know we had a lot of highlights kind of coming through on the Recon Athlete page. So shout out to everybody doing that. If you take a moment real quick, if you need to leave the show, that's fine. Go look at our social media. That'll give you an opportunity on how to enter and to win a free cheesecake that we will be giving away on Facebook or on Instagram. The instructions will be there for you at that time. But again, if y'all are loving the show, please subscribe, like, and if you really want to know when we go live, that notification bell will most definitely send you a little heads up that we're live. I just got mine when we went live, so it's definitely working. Get that opportunity set up so it'll make your life a little bit more convenient. But sports news, I want to get into the Tyson Fury fight that is continuing to be a little bit, I think, problematic for some folks. I kind of saw a little bit those videos are resurfacing. Producer James. Producer James is in the building. How you feeling, sir?
Feeling good.
Man, shout out to you, bro, for getting that video.
Friday.
Yeah, getting that video done. We shot a little promo, had a little technical difficulties, but we're able to get that done today with reshoot. And it's live. It was live before we went live here. So it's on our socials. Check it out. Producer James put a lot of work into that. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, the Tyson Fury videos of him getting knocked out and people starting the clock, they're resurfacing. And I think this is just going to do one thing. It's going to keep the, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say it's basically like keeping alive the rumor that, he may have lost and blah, 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 blah. But one thing I did notice that was a little bit interesting on ESPN's boxing schedule, that fight between Wilder and Fury hasn't been added for July. In fact, the fight between Fury and Joshua is still listed on August 14th in Dubai for them to fight. Now, again, we saw, I don't know if you saw, but I saw all that, shit talking going on by Joshua. Wilder just basically said, or not Wilder, but Fury said, hey, man, you knew the arbitration was going on. Blame Eddie Hearn. He knew this was potentially going to happen.
Yeah, everyone pretty much knew, right?
I think so, but for Joshua, I think it was just an opportunity to take shots at Fury for whatever reason, just to say he's ducking me. He's like, no, like this was obviously in the contract for Wilder and Fury, and they're just exercising the arbitration. So, shout out to them for getting that done. People are saying it's going to happen in Vegas already. Those are like the rumors that it's going to happen in July, mid-July in Vegas. And I'm just like, okay, where in Vegas? At the MGM? It definitely ain't going to be at T-Mobile.
July 10th is Conor and Poirier.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, are y'all going to do that the 10th or you're going to do it the 17th?
It's got to be the 17th.
It's got to be the week after because you don't want to have, we've seen what happens. Canelo especially has seen what happens when there's a huge MMA pay-per-view coupled with a huge boxing fight or boxing pay-per-view. And Canelo was like waiting in his dressing room for the main event for UFC to end. You remember that like a couple of years ago?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Like it was either 2018 or 2019. I remember that like going down. There was a UFC pay-per-view and he was like basically like walking in his dressing room waiting for the MMA pay-per-view to end so he could come out and they could basically do their things. If y'all remember when that was, drop it in the comments. If anybody is watching, please feel free to participate in the comments. And in fact, like if you want to enter in to win the cheesecake, like you will have to be commenting. So anybody who leaves a comment, hashtag PRS, I love cheesecake in this video today, you will also be entered to win as long as you subscribe. So anybody seeing this video, if you want to enter to win a free cheesecake, up to $100 value, go ahead and put the comment down below so we can get you counted. I think that's a fair deal. We want to give everybody as much of an opportunity to win. Really, that's what it's about. You know, you participate with us, you give us the like and the follow and the subscribe. You know, trying to give back. You know, give back to the people.
For sure.
Those cheesecakes are, well, I'm really gonna get to know how good they really are here in about, I don't know, what are we thinking? 40 minutes maybe. This is gonna be a little bit quicker of a show. We got a late start, but you know, sports news kind of dry right now. You watching any of that PGA golf tournament?
No, I was gonna ask you about that yesterday because I get notifications from ESPN and I saw that it was going on.
Shout out to ESPN for trying to promote that. I think if you know some other sports were smart, they would do some deals with ESPN because they have now their app, the ESPN Plus app for pay-per-views. When I'm trying to cast from my phone, not so hot. But if you hardline in, it's a lot better. So all I'm just saying, DAZN doesn't have that problem, ESPN. I can cast from my phone to my TV just fine. DAZN's no problem, but ESPN, a little glitchy. Especially when that main event comes, those servers get bogged down. Just saying, hey, you got great infrastructure for like putting out events. But Phil Mickelson was like leading the tournament. I think he was like 5 under going into the back 9. And then Louis Oosthuizen, the South African, had come and taken over. I think him and Brooks Koepka are tied at, I want to say 6 under for the PGA Championship right now that's going on. Right there, beachfront, Oceanside. It was a pretty good swank golf course. Real swanky.
Nice.
We got to get you into golf. We got to get you. We need to do it a certain way, and the best way to do it, I think, is probably take you out to drive some golf balls, hit some golf balls.
Top golf.
No, like at a regular driving range first, because you can't be mixing in the libations and the food, and then you're gonna get all lethargic, and then you're gonna want to do. Because I'm telling you, man, Top Golf is it's like a Dave and Buster's for adults. Even though adults do enjoy Dave and Buster's, but it's like a no kids allowed kind of thing. I mean, the kids go, but it's kind of that atmosphere. Anyways, but if you get out to the driving range, you'll be like, oh, okay, this is what it's about. It's a little bit more formal, I would say, than Top Golf. But Top Golf is a fun time.
How many locations does Top Golf have across Texas? Is it there's a lot?
Every major city.
Oh, okay.
I know there's for sure they have one in El Paso. I know they have one in San Antonio, in Houston, in Dallas. Maybe a couple in Dallas-Fort Worth area, and definitely one of course, in Austin.
We passed by one on the way back from Houston, and
it's huge, right?
I was like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "It looks like a baseball field because they had nets." But my girl was like, "No, it's a Top Golf."
Yeah, that's Top Golf.
Yeah.
And man, you want to talk about an investment? That'll definitely get your money back. Whatever return on investment you're looking for, you'll probably get it with Top Golf because those things are packed, and they're probably 7-8 feet, or not 7-8 stories high. They're high, and people can. I mean, you can easily spend $100 there,
so
just on the golf part.
You got to make reservations.
No, not really, but you want to go when it's not you don't want to go during the peak times, like Saturday afternoon. Probably not the best. You're probably gonna wait. I mean, they're so popular. They have valets, they have valet parking. That's how popular they are.
Nice.
So they're it's not a Top Golf commercial, but one way to definitely get you into the golf sports world. That's a fun way to do it for sure. Maybe birthday parties. People celebrate stuff like that there. It's a fun time. It's fun. But the PGA golf tournament that's kind of going on. Today was round 2. Louis and old Brooks Koepka, they're leading the tournament now. We'll see how it fares out though. I have a feeling the ocean breeze is going to really be a torment later as we get closer to Sunday. In that championship, it'll be interesting to see kind of if anybody's nerves gets a hold of them. But usually it does. But I think the way Brooks is playing, he may be a dark horse to get that championship underway. A little bit of a sports betting note. Phil Mickelson was leading going into the back 9. Before the tournament started, he was plus 22,000. Today, he was the leader going into the tournament, into the second day. His winning odds went from plus 22,000 to plus 1,000. So it's they were like, okay, he's probably not going to lose. I mean, he's probably not going to win, but if he does win, you're probably going to win a substantial amount of money. But if you would have placed that bet back then, would have been big time money. Let's get into a break real quick. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit of Dallas Cowboys, a little bit of push the button here, push the button there. Probably won't push too many Green Bay buttons right now.
Thank you.
It's a pretty sensitive subject around here. A little sourness left over for the week. I think producer James is still just like, can we just get to the season already? June 1st, though, that'll be an interesting date for a lot of people. A lot of people changing their jersey number, too.
Yeah.
You've been seeing that a lot, right?
Taking advantage of that new rule, right?
I think it's so fucking stupid. I think it's I'm the old get off my lawn guy. I just think it's dumb. I don't think it's necessary.
It's I mean, for me, when I'm watching football and I see someone on the field and I see their number, I'm able to pinpoint like, yeah, you're probably, a wide receiver or you're probably a lineman. Yeah, based on what number you are.
We'll get more into that when we come back. Let's take a break. Welcome back, everybody. It is the Friday, the end of the week. If y'all are not watching, I hope y'all are enjoying your time. I'm sure you can catch us on the flip side, but it is. Let's get back into the changing of the numbers talk. So we see a lot of this going on, especially like in college. Last year, we got to see the number 0 on a lot of players. Pretty much like if you're gonna wear 0, you got to be a baller. Like you can't be no chump, no scrub. You got to be able to do work, handle yourself. But this time, the NFL, I would probably have to dig into this, but I wonder what the NFL players gave up to have the opportunity to wear 0. It's got to be money. It has to be money or the game, like the extra game. I wonder if that was all tied up into the CBA, which it probably was, if I'm having to take just a wild guess. But number change, I'm not a fan of it. I think it's just going to be a little bit more confusing, especially like I'm thinking in like a football scheme. I'm like pre-snap read. I'm going to have, linebackers wearing numbers ranging from 1 to 50. I mean, come on, man.
Is that like wide open now or what?
Yeah, like you can wear, if you're a tight end, receiver, a DB, or a linebacker, you can wear like 1 through 15 or 1 through 20, 1 through 19 rather. So you can like wear your regular 50s number, but at the same time, it's like, what if all the linebackers are wearing like 3, 7, 9, and then the DBs are wearing like 12, 15, 13. It's going to be just a nightmare. And I get it. Like, I don't mind the receivers wearing those numbers because the game was built for offense. And I know everybody's like, well, it's not fair and this and that and blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, we should just let everybody wear any number they want. Who cares? Like, like Mean Machine on, what was that movie called? Adam Sandler. They were locked up. Chris Rock. Still Stone Cold.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Longest Yard.
Yeah, Longest
Yard. So, yeah, you could just have, like, Bill Goldberg wearing just 2 X's. Right? I mean, he's 20, but he's really just Roman numerals. I don't know. I just think it's a maybe am I being the old man? Am I being the old grumpy old man? Like, get off my lawn guy with this one?
I mean, I see where you're coming from.
To me, it's more of like a football thing. It's like I'm starting to think about this in my brain a little bit more, and I'm like, well, maybe this is the defense's way of offsetting all of the rules leaning towards the offense. Maybe this makes it a little bit more challenging for the quarterback, because that's initially what I thought. I'm like, this is going to make it more difficult for pre-snap reads. It's like, well, maybe that's the point, is to cause a little bit of havoc and make it a little bit more difficult for the quarterback to identify like the coverage, maybe where the blitz is coming from, where the pressure is going to come from. Is there going to be a delay? Is the safety going to be dropping? All that different kind of nonsense. But maybe that's what it is. That's kind of just me really taking a deep dive on it. But you like it? I mean, I think as a fan, it's got to be fun.
Yeah. I'm kind of just like, we'll see where it goes. I mean, do you think like there's a possibility, or do you think this is going to stay like,
Oh yeah, this is
staying.
Yeah,
there's not a possibility.
If they're going to make them play 17 damn games, they're going to be like, no, we're going to get what we want. I think we're trying to see, especially I think what's going on with Rodgers, what was going on with Russell Wilson, what's going on with Deshaun Watson before, the civil suits kind of came to place. We were starting to see like a power shift, like a real strong power shift towards the players. Like they were trying to take it. And we're still seeing that. Like I think Russ in Seattle, his beef was with Pete Carroll and what Pete Carroll was doing outside of what he thought was necessary. And then they squashed that beef. I think with what happened with Aaron, with Deshaun Watson, is Deshaun had so much contention for the ownership and the way they were handling the team activities. Especially with his great players being traded or let go for a bag of oranges, you kind of get frustrated, I think, a lot of times. And now we're kind of seeing that with Aaron. It's like with Aaron, I think it's been brewing a lot more because this has kind of been going on since he was able to get Mike McCarthy out of town. And now you have LaFleur, who's a great young coach, and I think they identify a lot more because they're so close in age, with Aaron being 37 and LaFleur 40, maybe 41, but that's still, that would be like the ages of a brother compared to like a coach where it's more of like maybe an uncle or a father kind of difference in age. But
not a grandpa.
I mean, in some instances, like Mahomes and Andy Reid, yeah, that's like a grandpa kind of thing. One guy's 70, and also too, like right now, Mac Jones and Bill Belichick. Belichick's 70 now, and Mac Jones is maybe 25,
yeah, definitely
24, 25. So,
grandpa.
But I think that the owners have clamped down on the power, especially if like Aaron stays. Like if Aaron doesn't go anywhere and I don't know, if he doesn't leave, I think that the owners maintain their control. Maybe I should say GMs. I should probably say it that way, because they're kind of like the representation of the franchise. The owners just kind of usually sit back, unless your name is Jerry Jones, and then we can just throw all that shit out the window. But who knows? Who knows what Jerry's doing? Yeah, let's get into Jerry. Jerry Jones, Dallas Cowboys. Here we go. As time moves forward, I have a really strong feeling that my prognostication for them, for their record, has kind of increased. I think I'm getting into more of maybe they could win 14 games. Maybe they can win 13. Like 12 may be the new minimum. I thought 10. Like a week ago, I was like 10 is going to be the bottom. Like they're going to barely get to 10. But the more I keep looking at their opponents, they got the second easiest schedule in the league. I see the type of play and training coming out of Dallas. And also these defenders coming out of college, they're mouthy. Like they're not scared to talk. They're not scared to talk to these veterans. They're not scared to like kind of mix it up. And I think that's what Dallas has been missing. They've been missing like guys who played in the 90s, like your Charles Woodsons, your Ken Nortons, the dudes who were going to basically whip your ass and then tell you about it while they're picking you up. And I think the veterans, and by veterans, I'm talking about Dak Ezekiel, Michael Gallup, CD almost kind of getting into that mix. And so, although he's so young, I think the offense may bounce back even harder due to how well the defenders may be playing. Dan Quinn is already saying that he's already making like small adjustments to play towards the strengths of his defenders. And that's, I think, if for any coach who is worth his salt, that's really what you need to have happen, because you need to make play calls, and you need to scheme towards your players rather than make your players lean towards your scheme. Because you can have the best athlete in the world, but if he's running the wrong scheme, he's not going to know what the hell to do. He's just going to be a freak athlete. I think we saw that last year with Jalen Smith. Like, Jalen Smith is a big, strong, fast linebacker, but if he's guessing which hole the running back's going to be in, you're going to see them get gashed, and he's going to be like trying to run around the whole formation to try to run a guy down, which ain't going to happen, especially when that guy's Tyreek Hill. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't Tyreek Hill. I don't think that's who it was, but it was another fast player. But the point being that you got to have the right people in the right position and the right scheme and play towards their strengths. And I hope Dan Quinn is doing that. I think Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore, they're going to have the offense running as normal. I think Dak will be back on his, journey to being probably a passing leader. He'll probably challenge for the passing title this year, if I had to guess. And if the offensive line stays healthy, which I think they will, especially in the middle, getting in some new people in there. I hope the center they drafted last year out of Wisconsin, I forgot how to say his name. I want to say it's like, it's not Blagojevich, but it's something along those terms. Anyways, he was the guy that they got in the fourth round, who I was hoping they would pick early in the fourth round. They traded back up to get. He would be, I think, a great player to keep, especially at the guard position if a hole ends up, as a need there for them. But we'll see what happens. 38 minutes after the hour. I'm getting a little bit of messages coming in.
So,
what's up?
Big expectations for Dak Prescott next year.
My big expectation is for the receiving core. I think Dak doesn't have a problem throwing the ball or getting it out quick. I don't think the problem isn't Dak. I think the problem is, can his receivers play with enough chemistry, and can the O-line give him enough time? Because if the defense plays to the middle of the road this year, they could blow teams out. It could be, 31 17. To me, that's a blowout in the NFL. It could be, 40 to 20 something. It could be dominating wins outside of Tampa Bay and probably the Kansas City Chiefs. I think those two are going to be, those are L's. Like, you're going to take an L. I'm curious to know if Kansas City is going to be on the road or at Jerry World. But if it's at either way, it's going to be an L. But for sure, week one, man, if week one is a W for Dallas, it's going to piss off Brady. He's going to go on a tear, and Dallas is going to get a lot of false hope, I think. So I kind of hope they play well. I think it's a tight game. I think they lose close. Papa Romeo saying the other way, but and he was right. I mean, he called the Super Bowl, so I don't know. I don't know. But I still think Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl outright this year going forward. I said it before.
Against who?
That's a great question. There goes Papa Romeo talking right now about the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, we're talking about them. Early Super Bowl picks. Man, you're going to pick me in that corner right now? The easy guess is to say they run it back against the Chiefs. But Cleveland, Buffalo, bunch of receivers went out to Baltimore.
Cleveland, oh man, they almost pulled it off, dude.
I think Cleveland's going to surprise. I think Cleveland's going to win the AFC North. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised. Especially, my whole thing with Cleveland is that I think Baker gets a little bit uncomfortable trying to force the ball to OBJ, because when OBJ got hurt, I don't wish anybody getting hurt, but when OBJ got hurt, the ball came out a lot easier out of Baker's hands. It just flew a lot easier, and so I think it's a blessing.
You think he was under pressure to feed OBJ?
I think it's something inside of him. He's like, I got to get OBJ the ball. I got to give him the ball. I got to get the best playmaker the ball. I think that's inside of him. It's like a mental thing. Yeah. But if he can overcome that and just let it play like he did this past year and just not have any type of, don't try to force it. Just play. If he gets the ball 10 times in one game, great. If he doesn't get the ball in one game, fine. Did you get the W? Yeah, that's what you need to focus on. But I think Dallas goes deep. I think they could play for the conference championship. I see them bouncing back so well because their schedule during the regular season is going to be so easy. And I think they're going to carry over that confidence into the playoffs. And especially if they can get home field games. I mean, they have the second easiest schedule in the NFL. The second easiest. And they have a ton of firepower. That just makes me think about we just do the math. It's like you have the NFC least. Who's the best quarterback in the NFC East? You got Daniel Jones, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Jalen Hurts, and Dak Prescott. Probably have to say Dak.
Where's Fitz at?
He's at Washington.
Oh, okay.
Who's the best running back?
Bounces around.
He got bad luck, man. But I mean, he's been making the money when bouncing around. Who's the best running back in the NFC East? Probably Saquon. If I had to guess, probably Saquon. Then Zeke. Who's got the best O-line? A healthy Cowboys probably the best O-line. Who's got the best receiving cores? Easy, hands down. That's Dallas. Who's got the best defensive line in the NFC East? Washington football team. We got Chase Young out there, just a monster. And then who's got the best secondary? Probably, if I had to guess, probably the Eagles have the best secondary. Who's got the best linebackers? Now that Micah Parsons in Dallas, I probably think the best linebacker core is the Dallas Cowboys. Just saying. You're going to play those teams 8 times.
Drop your early Super Bowl predictions in the comments.
Yeah,
as well as the winner. Let us know.
We'll keep that in mind. Yeah. We'll keep track of y'all for next time. Let's get into a break real quick. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up, and then we will start getting prepped up for the Cheesecake Challenge going down tonight. Man, I can't wait. I think I'm going to have to drink a cup of coffee and then start. Probably.
All right.
Let's
Fair enough.
right, everybody. It is the final countdown of today's show. It is Friday, May 21st, 2021. Just something interesting just popped up my feed real quick when we were, in the break. What was that? What was that grin on your face for?
Nah, I always try to hit it like right on
the transition.
I mean, you had it right. Like whenever we were messing with the flag the last week, you're like, "Oh, is it bothering your OCD?" So I was watching the show yesterday, and like I don't always hit it like right on, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta work on that." But then also it just brought to mind because me and my girl were watching the show, and she was giggling when you were mentioning areola. we have the same like taste in comedy. So and I was like, "Yeah, that's funny, right?" And I was like, "Apparently, I have a 15-year-old, tasting comedy."
Like a geek.
Yeah, but it's funny because my aunt, she lives in Buda, and they have like an annual washer tournament, which of course they haven't had in about 2 years because of COVID.
Right.
But there was this guy that was there, and his name was Areola, and
like his first name.
Yeah. Okay. And so that was my first encounter with someone named that. But we were sitting there in the corner, the whole time. So yeah.
Okay.
Hey man, that's what I was laughing about.
But it's just an interesting kind of thing that pops in your brain. And I saw you kind of like smirking over there, and I'm like, I wonder what's so funny. Like it's got to be something interesting. Well, there you go. Areola is interesting apparently. To 15-year-olds apparently. So this thing that just popped up on my timeline, getting back into the sports arena with it. There's been 3 NFL quarterbacks who've lost to all 32 teams, and one of them was a Packer, and one of them was a Saint, and one of them was a Bronco.
Quarterback from the Packers.
Mm-hmm. Can you guess one of the 3?
Favre.
Favre is one of them.
Okay.
There's a Bronco.
Elway. Not Elway.
After Elway.
Who was after Elway? There's a big gap between Elbow and Tebow.
Elbow and Tebow?
No, there's a big gap between Elway and Tebow.
It was after Tebow.
After Tebow. Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning's the other.
Okay.
And then a Saint.
Not Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. Those were the 3. I was like, that's so interesting that like out of those, I mean, you got to think about how long they played.
Yeah.
Played a long time. And Peyton, you're like, well, Peyton always was winning. Not his rookie year. His rookie year, he lost like, I think 11 games. Same thing with Drew Brees when he was in San Diego with the Chargers. Like, they were a doormat. It wasn't until he got to the Saints. And you know what's funny is like Drew Brees' journey, he was really going to Miami, but he failed the physical. You know who was the head coach in Miami when he failed the physical? Nick Saban. So he was going to go to Miami. He had to go back to San Diego. And then after it healed, he got to go to the Saints. Like they worked out a trade. I think that's how it went. But that's because Phillip Rivers was drafted. So it's kind of crazy how the Chargers send Drew Brees away. And remember, the running back at the time was LaDainian Tomlinson. They send Drew Brees away. They get Phillip Rivers because they had to trade the Giants to get Phillip Rivers because the Giants took Rivers and the Chargers took Eli Manning and the Giants took Phillip Rivers, so they had to like swap, send out Sean Payton, Drew Brees.
Eli Manning was like, "I'm not playing here."
Yeah,
right?
He's like, I'm not playing here. But
has anyone else ever done that?
I bet there has been, but not to my knowledge. I mean, but you got to remember, like, Eli is like football royalty.
Yeah.
And his dad was like, "You're not playing there." Of course, he's like, "I'm not playing there." So, I mean, I don't know. But
pull those Jedi mind tricks on the
Peyton,
GM.
I mean, think about Peyton. Like, the Colts sucked. Why would Peyton want to go to, the Midwest team in the middle of nowhere with a crappy stadium? Like, the stadium before Lucas Oil was garbage. I mean, I know disrespect, but it ain't what Lucas Oil is. I'll tell you that much. But he made it. He built it. That's the house that Peyton built for sure. And then, he has his neck fusion and sent to Denver. And Von Miller wins him a Super Bowl over Cam Newton. Cam Newton pouts like a baby. Nah, no disrespect, Cam. But you were a little salty in that interview, bro. You were. No disrespect, but you were a little pouty. Little pouty lips. I'm just saying. But he's a baller. I mean, Cam Newton's. I mean, he was an MVP. You got to give him props. Especially got to give him props for coming back from that injury. Also, like getting in that wreck. Remember when he got in a wreck in Charlotte? Got in that wreck, like laying on the freeway and downtown Charlotte.
He's been a champion at every level, right? Cam Newton.
High school, JUCO, Auburn. Not in the Super Bowl. Not at every level.
True. The main one. I guess.
Not at every level. Dang. James,
I guess what I intended to say
James
was.
taking shots. Taking shots at Cam. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just saying. But it was true, bro. He's a little pouty. I'm just saying. But he was a great player in his prime. It's coming down to the end, though.
He was a great player in his prime?
Yeah, he was. He went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I know, but with that, I feel like you're insinuating that, his best days are behind him.
His best days are behind him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just.
In all honesty, he knows that. And he knows in his heart. His best days are behind him. Now, if he can get to the right offense, if he can get enough people around him to support him, he's going to have a shot with the Patriots as long as he can get the ball out. Just get the ball out, hand the ball off. Don't run it all the time. And, I mean, it's almost like he shortened his own career because, when he was in Auburn, he could run over everybody. And then you get to the NFL and you do that for 5 years, your body's broken. You can't do that when grown men are 6'3", 240, 60 pounds, who are just as big as you are and hit you game in, game out, year in, year out. Your body's not going to hold up to that.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Anything looking forward to watching? Apparently there's a new show on Netflix.
Yeah, tonight this guy's eating a Texas turtle pecan cheesecake.
God.
Kind of looking forward to that.
I thought you were going to talk about I thought you were talking about Army of the Dead. I thought that's what you were going to bring up.
I've heard about what it's called, Jupiter's something on Netflix.
Jupiter Ascending?
No, it might be. Let me see.
With Mila Kunis?
Let me see here.
And Magic Mike?
Magic Mike, what's his name? Jupiter's Legacy.
Channing Tatum?
Jupiter's Legacy is what it's called.
Jupiter's Legacy. What is that about? Is that like a sci-fi movie?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I just it's been trending on the top 5. It was 1 the other day. Now it's 3, I think. But I've heard multiple people say that it's really good.
I've been watching like space discovery documentaries, new Earths, Earths that are similar to Earths, and it's really cool. It's fascinating to me. That's just I like.
I like stuff like that. I really liked Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh yeah,
loved it.
Oh yeah.
We saw Life in Color. It's also on Netflix.
Okay.
And
what is that?
It's just showing animals, wildlife, and
they show them getting eaten.
Yeah,
defense,
really cool defense mechanisms. How they lure their prey in, predators, cheetahs, zebras. Interesting stuff, dude. Very interesting stuff.
What?
So they showed gazelles, and they have animals, lions, stuff they have they're almost covered in flies, right? Mm-hmm. Well, zebras, the pattern that's on their skin, the stripes, the white and the black stripes. When flies go in to land on them, for some reason it messes with their perception or something like that, and they're less likely to land on a zebra. They have significantly less flies on them than all other animals.
Is that why they're the most hunted?
Well, I don't know.
Just curious.
I'll keep watching.
Oh, okay. You haven't got that far yet.
Yeah. So this guy on there, my kids were James, is this guy still alive? And I was like, what leads y'all to say that? And then I was like, oh yeah, he looks old as fuck. And so I was like, how old do y'all think he is, right?
Is this a human?
Yeah, he's okay. He's some guy from BBC, the British,
Yeah.
the British network thing. But so I go and I'm like, how old do y'all guys think he is? And they're 80. They're all around mid 80s, whatever. So I looked him up, and this dude's 95 years old. But he narrates it he's one of those guys that has a really badass British accent and obviously knows what he's talking about and stuff. And I don't know.
They show him or
yeah. He's walking around. I don't know.
He's on safari.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That old man's gonna get eaten.
I would hope not.
Bro,
95 years of life to come to an end like that.
Well, I mean, what the hell are you doing out there with them wild animals?
Making a documentary for children.
Yeah, you making a documentary about to get dead.
Hey, I would think that he's lived a good life by now.
If you've seen some of those videos, you've seen those videos where like those lions are literally like in the grass, and you don't see them until they're like biting the back of a gazelle or something. Unless that gazelle's got that shiftiness, like make you think and then jet off somewhere else.
Yeah,
you got the jukes.
It's literally like, I mean, like half a second away. That's the difference. Like half a second from being, someone's lunch or dinner or whatever and getting away.
Got eaten. What movie is that from? Got eaten. Sandlot. Come on, man.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm trying to stall here. Why am I trying to stall, James?
I don't know. About to have a very great dessert.
Shout out to Papa Romeo. He's saying early Super Bowl picks: Raiders versus Seahawks.
Hey, we need that in the comments.
Dallas will win. Oh, he's not a.
Oh, okay.
He leaves no traces. Dallas will win their conference, but Dad, if they're gonna win their conference, then that means they'll be in the Super Bowl. I think he means their division.
Like the Terminator.
I think he means the division.
I'm here too at ASU.
The Eraser? That was a different movie. That's not Terminator.
Come
on, bro. Get your 90s action movies straight.
Yeah.
You better go watch your brother's podcast and get up on that Back to the Film.
Shit, I would if they upload.
Dude, really? I know. I mean, fellas, what's up with that? I mean, we're putting out content 4 days a week here. I mean, I'm just saying. Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out Back to the Feature. I said Back to the Film. When I said it, I was like, that's not it.
You corrected yourself.
Back to the feature. All right, y'all. We're going to set up Cheesecake live video coming soon. Y'all can hang around. You'll see a notification if you had hit the bell. Again, when the video comes up, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Leave a comment. Hashtag PRS I love cheesecake to be entered to win one of Enzo's cheesecake with $100 value. Well, the menu will be pinned to the top of that video so you can see what cake you potentially are going to win. See y'all. For y'all, we'll see you Monday. Whoever's going to watch the video, we'll see in about now.